Yeah, I'm going to run you through some of my projects, starting with some school stuff, all the way to where I'm at now at New Balance. So that's sort of a career path thing. I'm going to have a quick group Q&A after. If you have any questions, hopefully I can answer them. And then I encourage you guys to go check out the tables if you haven't already. I'll make my way over there after, and maybe we can do some one-on-ones. But to begin with, I was born and raised in Orange, California. You know, my father was a landscape architect, and my mother was a elementary school principal. So after school was not the funnest part of my day. You know, it was about getting my homework done first thing when you walk through the door. And I always remember those times looking out the window because my room faced the street, and it's all my friends just going by on their skateboards, their bikes, playing. But I think in the end that really helped me out with where I'm at now. So my parents were big influences on myself growing up. I kind of had a pretty typical Asian American upbringing. You know, you're expected to have straight A's, expected to play a instrument. I went to Japanese language school. I played sports, basketball, baseball, competed in judo for a long time. And, you know, in terms of the type of kid I was, maybe much like yourselves, I was one of those kids that always tore his toys up, just destroyed them, right? And then I tried to fit them back together. Never worked, but it was the exploration process that I felt like was really cool. I was a tinkerer. You know, I was always switching out wheels on my skateboard, new bearings, new grip tape. I surfed a lot, ended up shaping a lot of surfboards. That was really fun. Went snowboarding, BMX, you know, and just that whole culture. That was, when I grew up, that was my set of friends. And we did everything. We didn't just do one thing. We were skating in the daytime. We were surfing the next morning. We were going up the mountain. So it was a really cool process, a really cool upbringing that, you know, kind of led me into my path where I am at now. So, you know, fast forward, got to Long Beach, kind of didn't know what I wanted to do. So I declared engineering as my major. And I think back at that time, they used to mail you this thick catalog of all the classes that you would have to pick. And, you know, I was flipping through it. I'm like, okay, civil engineering, cool. Then it was just like math class after math class after math class. And I kind of knew, like, this wasn't for me because I'm not a math guy, not a numbers guy at all. So I was able to find ID, industrial design, thank goodness. And that was, the first thought that in my mind was like, great, I can tear up more toys, tear up more products and see how they're made. But I think coming here was really interesting. I consider myself really lucky because at that time, the program was in transition. I was the last junior class to be an upper campus and the first senior class to be down here. Kammermeyer and Tiernauer were still here, the guys who started the program. So it was nice to be able to, you know, take some courses from those guys. Pretty old school way of thinking, but it really helped me out in the end. And then I feel like, you know, design is, I don't know, we'll run you through the projects actually here. Sorry, this is my first lecture, so. I'm going to start off with a couple school projects. They're probably pretty similar to what you guys are doing now. Hopefully it's evolved a little bit, but this was maybe a junior redesign. You'll probably see that that's a hand planer that's totally over-designed for what it is. I thought that was a fun project. Model making was really fun. This was another project, I think it was junior or first semester senior year. It was, you had to take apart a product, redesign it, rebuild it, make sure all the internals fit. You had to do like a pricing list and manufacturing feasibilities. So, you know, very similar to what's going on now, I think, with, you know, your foam mock-ups all the way to the finished model. Again, another over-designed vacuum that you wear on your back. I tell my son, he asked me the other day, my young son, what is that? And I said, oh, it's a jetpack. He's like, yeah, nice. So that was funny. During my time here, I was able to get a couple internships. First one was with Rick Jung at Zero Design. I don't know if he still comes here, but I actually just talked to him the other day. And my second internship, which turned into full-time work, was with Mike Lum at LDA. Mike, man, I don't know if you've ever worked for Mike, but he really taught me how to work hard. Back then it was myself, another student, and Mike out in Irvine, just grinding every day, you know, meeting clients, going back to the office, staying all night if we needed. And obviously he's in the car and home audio products market, so kind of learned a lot about that. Knew really quickly that wasn't for me. I needed to be outdoors. I needed to be doing something dynamic. But I learned a lot. You know, I got into, you know, got to render and do some form studies, a little 3D. I drew a lot of circles and boxes. No hard feelings toward Mike. I love Mike, but circles and boxes aren't my thing. Did some telecommunication stuff, more audio projects. These were cool. You know, I got to really get to know Photoshop and Illustrator more so than I was able to do in school. But again, like, it really wasn't my thing. So it was a really hard decision for me, but I went to Mike. I was there for about a year and a half, and I said, Mike, I can't do this anymore. You know, I need to move on. And I actually teared up when I was quitting, but he made me feel comfortable because he was like, you know, I knew this wasn't for you, but I'm happy you're actually making this decision. Because he could see it. He could see it probably in my demeanor or in my work, maybe, but yeah, so that was the memory I have of working there. It was a good experience, but the thing that I learned was, you know, you got to find what really fuels you and excites you, and I think it'll come out in your work. So my story here from this point is I quit. I put my portfolio out like I did tonight, and I said, where do I want to go? And so I drew back to my days skateboarding, surfing, snowboarding, riding bikes. I'm like, I want to go that way. So I sat down and I drew shoes. I drew the first shoes that I'd ever drawn. I took a pair of DVS shoes and I just rendered it. I copied it. And the drawings are actually over there on the front table. So you'll see the first shoes that I ever attempted to design. Stuffed them in the front of the portfolio, got some school projects in there. I probably did some freelance stuff, some graphic design. Put a little book together. And if you're old enough to remember the ASR trade shows, it's a big action sports trade show that happens twice a year. It's called Agenda now, but it's all the surf brands, skate brands, snow brands, all that, the whole industry gathers down at the San Diego Convention Center. And they have the booths, they're slinging their new product, showing their new lines. And so I had to figure out a way to get in there, so I made a fake business card. It's over there too, I still have it. I registered, took a chance, drove all the way down there by myself, and I'm like, okay, if I get in, I'm gonna talk to every single brand that I wanna work for. So luckily, they let me in, got my pass, and I just went row by row, knocking on doors, just trying to make it happen. And my roommate at the time happened to grow up with the guys at DVS. So I kind of knew them, I knew that they were going to have a keg at the end of the day, so I was like, okay, I'm just going to leave them for the last booth. It's going to be a long day, get a fresh drink at the end. So at the end of the day, it's like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, show's going to close up, you know, kegs are starting to come out. I'm like, okay, it's time to get a drink. I go to DVS, I walk in, say hi to everybody, because I knew all the guys. I said hi to everybody, and the owner, he comes up to me, he's like, hey, don't you go to design school or do graphics or something like that? I'm like, yeah, I do graphics, yeah, sure. He's like, well, you know, our art director just quit, and we need somebody to come in and help out. I'm like, well, I have my portfolio right here, I have my resume, let's go talk. So we went upstairs, and he looked at my stuff. You know, he just flipped through it like, okay, you're good. And he's like, do you know these programs? And back then, don't laugh, but it was Quark Express. I think it's InDesign now. But he asked me if I knew that program, because I had to put a catalog together, I had to resize ads, I had to do all this graphic work. I'm like, yeah, I know that program. Never used it. Never. Right? So he's like, okay, can you start Monday? I'm like, I'll be there. So over the weekend, I learned Quark Express as best as I could, right? But when I got hired on, I said, okay, look, I'll do this, but in 6 months, I want to start designing shoes. You know, I think that's the best way that I can help the company. And so he's like, okay, yeah, sure. So, you know, I'm grinding through these catalogs, photographs, graphics, you know, I'm just trying to learn the program at the same time. I'm sure the file sizes were huge because I wasn't doing it right, but got through that. 6 months comes around, knock on his door. Hey, man, you know, when we talked last, you said I could, you know, get in some footwear projects. And to my surprise, he's like, yeah, that's right. Let's see what you can do. So he gave me a project, gave me 2 actually. And that was it, man. That was like, I was hooked from that point on. The first shoe I'd ever designed is over there. It's the white leather one next to the pregnancy tester that I also designed when I was at Mike Loans. So it was an interesting process going through all that, but very fortunate in the end to have someone, you know, stand behind what he said and that agreement. So, you know, working at DVS was really fun. It's skateboarding, you know, it's like, it's not real serious, but you're actually designing as well. So it was, for me, it was kind of an ideal setup. At that time, let's see, Lakai, if you're familiar with these skate brands, Lakai came around, it was like 99. So these are like iconic skateboarders that have started their own company. And it was really interesting working with those guys. They're super creative individuals, and very lucky to be working with them on their footwear. Let's see, I was there for a while. I was the first in-house guy there, in-house design guy. And then I kind of had a bug in me, and I wanted to kind of prove to myself that I could hang with the best. So there was an opening at Adidas. One of my actually, let's see, he was my year. He was working there, and he kind of told me, like, there's an opening here, why don't you apply? I applied, they flew me up, had a good interview, ended up getting the job, and then moved up to Portland with my wife, who was a fiance at the time. We got married, and then like 1 month later, we're moving up to Portland. So that was her dad wasn't too happy about that. But Adidas was a great experience, just next level, right? You're working at a skate brand with guys that, well, that's that mentality, right? And then you go to this global, huge brand, and you're working with designers from Asia, South America, Europe. You're working with guys in the industry they're shoe dogs. They've been in the industry for 35 years. Just massive amounts of knowledge that I was able to soak up. So I learned a lot up there. It was a great experience. Moving forward, well, actually, I'm out of sync here. Here's some of my DVS projects. Along with the stuff on the table over there, I did some runners. This was for Keith Huffnagel, you know, Mikey Taylor. So it was fun. It was like graphic inspired, but you're able to play with color, play with materials, and the best thing about it is you could wear them. You know, when the samples came in, they were size 9, perfect size for me. So every time boxes would come in, I get new shoes. And if you see my closet right now, it's ridiculous. So kind of embarrassed about it, but you know, so there's like inline projects, skate shoes for kids, men, women, and then I was kind of at that point where I wanted to express myself. So I asked, you know, I presented this plan to create what was called DVS Luxe. And it was our same silhouettes, but just done in better materials, maybe exploring more with constructions, just a little more sophisticated than your normal skate shoe. Here's another one. I think at that time, you know, it was trying to be a hybrid of a dress shoe / skate shoe. And then another great thing about working at small companies or smaller companies is that you get your hands in everything. You know, so it was myself and the art director setting the tone, the look, the feel, bringing in the donuts that were random, but it was just like having fun and creating our own look. That was a great thing to be able to experience. So moving forward, here's one of the maybe 2 Adidas shoes that I did. I was there for like a minute and came back down. But again, it was a great experience, wealth of knowledge up there. Some just gesture sketches. So I think around 2007, have you guys heard of Gravis? Gravis Footwear? It's a smaller brand. Their parent company is Burton Snowboards. So they kind of came out of the Burton camp, and they were more of a lifestyle, outdoor, after snow kind of brand. They had a lot of snowboarders on the team, surfers, but they wanted to get into skateboarding. And so they moved the brand from Vermont out to Costa Mesa. And right around that time, I was ready to move on to something bigger and better, and applied. Luckily, you know, everything worked out, and I was able to help build their skate and lifestyle program. And you can see it's a stark contrast between the early DVS stuff and this newer Gravis stuff. If you're familiar with Dylan Reeder, he's a pro skater, very fashion oriented, very forward in his thinking, and believe it or not, this was his pro model skate shoe. So it's completely different than anything that was on the market at the time. Here's another image of it. This was his first shoe, actually. No laces, slip on. You know, and really we were trying to bring art and product together. So you can see the tread pattern. It's your, you know, non-traditional tread, but it has the dress heel feel to it, to the bottom. Really rich leathers. Very unconventional. Then we also applied that to more familiar silhouettes as well. You get to work with artists. Gravis was really known about collaborating with artists and other designers. This is Dan Funderburg. He made this Aloha print that worked really well on this set of shoes, and we made some bags out of it as well. Being from Burton, Gravis always had a connection with the outdoors, and so we were able to experiment a little more with our silhouettes, making runners, to hiking boots. That mountaineering aesthetic was hot back then. So, even though we're a lifestyle brand, we're making product that kind of fits the trends, but also works. Then I was lucky enough to do some snowboard boots too. Some projects were flown my way through Burton. So that was really fun. I think we were at the factory, and I picked like 4 materials, and I had these boots made up, and they were delivered the next day. It was pretty amazing. And then Gravis was really known for their bags as well. They make good quality bags. And, so I was lucky enough to expand out of footwear into some bags here and there. So this was a collaboration with Diamond and the guys in Hawaii. I forget their names. Information, sorry. And then, again, being at a smaller brand, you are able to, you have a longer reach. So not only was I designing, I was doing merchandising, I was doing line planning, I was working with the factories, working with the developers. So here, we're trying to build a cohesive collection of footwear and bags, and have a color theme, a material theme that threads through each product. Here's another example. I did some work for this brand called Globe. I think this was back when the Roche runner that just changed footwear, so they wanted to kind of get into that comfort zone, comfort runner zone. So this is a quick project I did for them. So, color studies, and I'm trying to apply it to the product. This is the final outcome. And then that brings me to now. I'm at New Balance. It's actually New Balance Numeric. Numeric is a subcategory of the lifestyle division of New Balance. It's all specifically about skateboarding. Lucked out once again. They said, we want to get into skateboarding. We wanted to get into the action sports market. Our consumer right now is 80 years old and wearing white leather Velcro shoes, and we need to get younger. So this is part of that initiative, is to try to get the brand to be younger, more relevant, more on trend. So originally the setup was a licensee where New Balance funded it, but it was kind of marketing and design were controlled by a third party. Things didn't really work out the way they had hoped, so they pulled the plug and they brought it all in-house. And the guy that they retained, I worked with in the past, he gave me a call. And before he could even say, "Are you interested?" I'm like, "Yes, let's do this. But I'm not moving to Boston." And he's like, "Good, because we're thinking LA or Long Beach." And I'm like, "Well, if you pick LA, I'm not going there." So luckily, he's like, "Okay, I like Long Beach too." So he and I searched everywhere downtown to where we are now on Anaheim and Redondo, that area. And we found a little spot, made a little home. It was just 2 of us for about a year. Now we're up to 6. And we got Chris as our intern as well, so that's always fun. But this is the first New Balance shoe I ever designed. It's a pro model for Arto Saari. He's one of our pro riders. So I really tried to mix iconic New Balance lines in this product. The little wiggle on the toe, it's really reminiscent of some of those popular New Balance shoes, and obviously the N on the side. Again, I'm not only designing, but I'm merchandising. I'm putting collections together that are cohesive, playing with nice leather. So I'm really, everything up to this point was it almost was leading me to this. my days at Gravis, my days at DVS. And if I didn't mention it, my whole career has been in skateboarding, so it's been fun. And then being that it's New Balance, and New Balance is a performance brand. It's based on running, and they've invested tons of money into a sports research lab. They have innovation designers, innovation teams on materials, on constructions, on new technologies. So we're able to tap into that, and it's been a real blessing. So this is one of the latest shoes that I did. It's an 868. All New Balance shoes have a number associated to it. This was done specifically for jumping off things, so to help prevent heel bruising or injury. And this was a great chance for me to really get back to the technical side of my designing. You know, I feel like you can be a designer and just design aesthetics, but I feel like what I pulled out of Long Beach and some of my past jobs is that you really need to know the ins and outs of your product if it's going to be successful. And I think in addition to that, you need to know your consumer and who you're going after. Because you can design all day, but if you're designing the wrong product for the wrong person, you're not going to make that connection. So back to this, it was really fun. We got this sports research guys out here, and we went to MLK Park, Martin Luther King Park, over by Poly High School. Got 4 of our team riders, wired them up with these pressure sensors that it's down in the bottom left. You slip those into your shoe, and then you get wired up around the ankle that goes to a remote in your hand. And what it does is it records for about a 5 to 7 second increment. And so you roll up to the stairs. We were doing the 6th set. I wasn't doing it, they were doing it. You roll up, you hit record, you do your trick, and you land. And within that 6 or 7 seconds, it's recording this data that you're going to see in the bottom right for pressure points. And so I use that data to help design the internals of the shoe to have like optimum cushioning in the right areas, which are the red hot areas, and then I was able to like remove things or add structure where it's maybe needed, and remove things where it's not. And that would be in the blue areas. In the middle picture on the bottom, we did some just some heat analyzation. And our shoes get really hot. You know, they're padded somewhat. Sometimes they're all closed up with leather or synthetics. So I wanted to make sure that this shoe not only performed on a impact level, but also was breathable. So, and then I don't claim to know 3D. 3D was coming on when I was graduating. I think when I was at Mike's place, I was learning Alias. I don't even know if that exists anymore, but it's fun now because they want you to be able to go in here and zoom in and analyze the tooling or the product or the outsole before they commit to open tooling, which is really expensive. So it's been a long time since I've done 3D, but now it's pretty refreshing to go back there and kind of think at that level. And then next, I have a little video to show you. But before I start this, after the video, I'll do a quick group Q&A. Then I really hope, I encourage you to go to the tables if you haven't already, and check out the stuff. I'll be over there and I can answer any questions that you might have. But this video is something that we released a few months back. If skateboarding it kind of lives and dies off videos, and it's a way of promoting our brand and getting the name out there. And so I hope you enjoy it. I thought it was pretty clever how they tied in our running heritage with the video. So, and it's a really cool feeling to see somebody doing their thing in something that you designed. It's very rewarding. So, with that said, any questions? Thanks. Anybody? Yes.
What's like the typical like time frame for just like one shoe design?
One shoe design?
Yeah, like how long does it take you to develop a shoe?
Well, we work on a 18-month schedule. Things can happen quicker depending on planning, but from concept to delivery, it's about 18 months.
Is it just you working on it, or do you have a team? Yeah?
It's at New Balance, it's myself and Chris. Yeah, small team. But we have a developer. A developer is someone that's the conduit between the designer and the factory, and he's based in Boston. Yeah. Yes?
How often do you get to still go out and skate?
Gosh. Well, I skated for the first time in about 5 years the other day. It's not as rare as you think. We're really busy, but I try to take those opportunities to get out there and roll around. You know, I try to get my kids out there too, but I'm not at that level. No way. I don't have anything anymore. No more tricks. Yes?
How much design creativity do you have in the direction of color, texture, all of those things?
Yeah, so the way New Balance is broken up, there's a performance side and a lifestyle side. Lifestyle is kind of like all the retro runners that you might know of. So we are under that lifestyle umbrella. And on that team, there's a color and trend designer that feeds the global lifestyle designers. We have designers in the UK, Japan, Hong Kong, Boston, and now here. And so she kind of feeds us trend reports on color, on material, on just fashion in general, along with like the current technologies and stuff like that. Well, she sets a color palette for the season so that when we go out to market, everything looks somewhat cohesive. But being that we're on the West Coast, being that we're skateboarding, we're given some freedom to do what we want. So I would say what I try to do is maybe 50% be influenced by the information that she's given us, and then the rest on what we're feeling, what we're seeing. And to be honest with you, we've been asked to influence the brand because they're so East Coast centric, being from Boston, and they own the East Coast. They can't compete on the West Coast, so they're asking us to kind of bring that creative flavor.
Is that a custom pair that you're wearing?
No, this is gonna come out next year. Yeah.
I was looking, I couldn't
Yeah.
find it, so I was
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
The amount of form language that you're like taking from New Balance, is that something that they kind of tell you, or is that like where you have freedom? Because it's like they look like New Balances, but it's obvious that it's like your style too. Like,
Yeah.
do they have any say in that?
Well, I think, whatever you're designing, your natural style kind of influences it. So that's one part. Another part is we need to be us. We don't need to be another brand. And that's how we're going to find our area of the market, our sector in the market. I mean, there's so many skate brands out there, so many products out there to choose from. So you need to be authentic to yourself. And I think that's kind of why we pull lines and forms from our archive of older models that we try to modernize a little bit. Yeah.
So do you have, I guess my question is more like, is the corporate side of it like giving you like advice, or do they just have full trust in you because of your past?
The advice that they give us so much freedom. It's unbelievable. It's almost scary, because sometimes you want somebody to be like, hey, knocking on your door a little bit, but the advice that they're giving us is more on like the factory side, pricing, delivery schedules. But when it comes to the creative side, the designing, they leave it up to us. Yeah. I think there's a question here and here. Maybe we'll go with you first.
Did you enjoy working for a smaller company like Gravis more, or a bigger company like New Balance?
Good question. I like the mid-size.
Okay.
So small was LDA. That was really small back then. Big was Audi, and New Balance is right in the middle. New Balance is still family owned. It's private, and it still has that feel, that community of being a family. And I think that's kind of an ideal setting because you have resources and you have that like small, intimate feel that runs across everybody that works there. So I would say mid-size, yeah.
Where do you said put forth your uniqueness and your own creativity? Where do you find that creativity? I mean, are you sitting on the beach doodling, or at the skate park? I mean, is it just everyday life?
I think it's every day. I mean, I don't travel as much as I used to. When I was at DVS and Gravis, we were traveling every month to Asia for factory tours, and then we'd probably try to jump over to Japan or Hong Kong at the same time. Now it's more Europe-based, just because that's where our markets are and around the U.S. But I think traveling is something that subconsciously inspires you. The people that you meet. I've met so many really creative, talented people throughout the world, and every time you see them again, they start talking about the projects that they're working on or things that they're into, and it just influences you. And then, like I think I said it before, it's like your natural style comes out, and if you blend those things together, I think you come up with really cool stuff. So yeah, traveling.
You go to a lot of trade shows, or you spoke about the show earlier that you went to. Do you still attend those?
Yeah. It's kind of a reunion when you go there because I've been in this industry for so long. But you have to know what other companies are doing. You have to know. You have to stay on top of things.
Do you spend a lot of time on the benchmarking, or do you have someone from the corporate side that tells you what the competition's up to? You spoke about the color palette. It's already kind of picked for the season.
Yeah. Well, we have input in that palette, actually. She'll go out to us. She'll go out to the design team before it's solidified or finalized, and she'll go, what are you feeling? What do you want? What are your needs? Because our market is different from performance market or different from someone who's buying $300 shoes, right? So, yeah, we have input on that. Yeah, I think there was someone over here. Joe.
In terms of like long-term goals for Numeric, is that more guided by like New Balance corporate, or is that kind of your own guys' decision? You said you guys have a lot of responsibility, a lot of like, I guess, creativity allowed with it. So
Yeah.
you guys decide that mainly?
Yeah, it's a collaborative effort. They're our bank, so we have to work with them, right? But they look at us being, and I say us, I mean myself, Sebastian, who you might have met, he's our brand manager. We know the market. They look at us as like, you are the pros and the experts for this market. You need to tell us where we need to go. I don't think you get that very often. So long-term wise, hey, guys, we want to go here, and then they'll come in and go, okay, we're going to help you get there. Maybe it's too fast, maybe it's not fast enough, and that's where they'll come in and go, can you adjust your initiatives so that we can meet these goals, 3-year, 5-year, 10-year. Yeah, so it's both. We're working together. Yeah. I think there's one.
Was there a reason why you left Adidas?
There's a lot of reasons. I'm from here. Doesn't rain here. There were some reasons that brought me down here. One was an opportunity. So an opportunity I couldn't pass up. Yeah. Next, yes.
Are you designing the complete shoe, like the vamp, the insole, the outer sole?
Yes.
Are any of the shoes manufactured in this country, or is it all manufactured in Asia?
Okay, so to answer your first question, yes, I'm designing every part of it. Some of the shoes were existing before I got there, and so we just utilize those tools until they get outdated or we need to move on. But I'm working on a new project now where we're creating a brand new last. You know what a last is? It's the fake foot shape. Starting from scratch. And everything works off of that, right? So it's the upper, it's the outsole, it's the colors, the materials, even down to the color of the eyelets. Yeah,
So New Balance makes their own last, or does someone else make the last?
There's a third-party company called Jones & Vining. They're like the last masters of the world. They have all the digital files of every last that they've made. And so we go to them because they're the pros. In terms of manufacturing, our shoes are made in Asia. But New Balance, the bigger New Balance, 25% of what we produce is made in the U.S., Massachusetts and Maine. Yeah, I believe we're the only global sportswear brand that does that. But there'll be more. We hear that there's going to be more factories opening up in the U.S. Yeah. Yes.
I assume you're making shoe models then all the time? Like what kind of materials are you doing? Like, do you make a mock-up model of your like prototype?
I don't. I don't have the facility here in Lawrence, Mass, which is the home to our design studio for performance. They have a little shop, and they're able to make quick mock-ups and sublimate things. They have a sewing machine there. Plus, they have an on-site sample making room that they can whip up a shoe in like a day or an afternoon. We are getting our protos from Asia.
Okay.
Yeah, so if I have a design, I'll submit it.
Back and forth.
Yeah, it usually takes a week, and then you see a pullover, depending on how intricate the design is. Yeah, but you can pick your materials right from that point, or they'll just use something that's readily available to turn it around quicker. Yeah. Yes?
What are your deliverables then if you're not like making mock-ups and stuff? Are you just giving them like a Photoshop and plan view, or what kind of information do you give them for the mock-ups and prototypes and all that?
You're talking about the factory?
Yeah. Or do you present it to somebody else who presents it to the factory? Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this will be a long answer. We deliver in 4 quarters, Q1 to Q4, and it's really based off retail seasons. There's like Christmas sales and back-to-school sales and summer sales, so like that's kind of how we work. That's our calendar. There's side projects, obviously, for special makeups here and there, but my deliverables are to deliver a range of product at a range of price points in a range of colors every quarter. And every quarter it starts fresh. Right now we're not really carrying product that was designed in Q1 into Q2. We're starting to stay fresh. So we'll start from scratch again, and it's, like I said, it was an 18-month schedule. So we call it a tech pack. It's just the plans of the shoe, of my design. I start with a sketch and then get to full size, bring it in Illustrator. It's side views, it's bottom views, it's cross sections, it's mold textures, it's densities of foam, it's everything the shoe has. You make it easy on yourself sometimes, and you carry over some of the same components, whether it's the same collar foam type or the same liner. It makes it a little easier. But for the most part, it's providing the specs and plans for both internal and external of every single shoe that you have. Yeah. Yes?
What's the most unique thing about designing shoes?
The most unique thing? That's a good question. I can tell you the thing that puts a smile on my face is being able to wear them. That's really cool. I guess the unique thing, well, what fascinates me about it is that it's an object that you can hold in your hand and enjoy. You can wear it and enjoy it that way. It's just something with the interaction of footwear that I like. So I don't know if that's unique, but it's unique to me. Yeah. Yes?
Well, you've been in the industry for quite a while and been designing shoes. How do you stay fresh in your designs and in your inspirations and things like that?
Yeah. I'm hitting a creative roadblock right now. Well, the industry itself is young, right? Even though I'm in my 40s now, right? But you're working with skateboarders who are in their teens, early 20s, and they're bringing that energy into the office. Or if you go on tour with them, you can feed off of them and the music they're listening to, the art that they're producing themselves, the countries that they're going to, the food they're eating. That's how I stay fresh. I look at them and then I go, okay, I'm going to do this on mine. It kind of spurs a reactionary process with me. Like I said, the industry is young in general, and it's got a lot of energy in it. So it's fairly easy to stay fresh. It's skateboarding and sneaker culture are pretty much the same now. So there's a sneaker drop every 2 days, something fresh coming out, right? It's new color, material, new silhouettes. So things are moving so fast that you don't even have to keep up on trends. It just happens, for me at least. You know, so I think it's partly the industry, partly the people that you work with, and how that influences yourself. You know. Any other questions? Yes.
Growing up skateboarding, what was your personal favorite skate shoe?
Oh man, I liked. Remember Sheep? Sheep was.
I'm familiar with it, but I've never.
Okay, so that was a brand. It's no longer around. That was like the precursor to Emerica, with Ed Templeton and those guys. I like that because that was kind of like my first pair. I always like Vans, obviously, but I'm very partial to DVS too. Tim Gavin Pro Model, #1. That was. I still have some of those, and I'm partial to them because they gave me my break. Yeah. Yeah. Anybody else? Yes.
Do you think there's a big difference between running shoes and skate shoes?
Yeah, there's a huge difference. There's similarities as well. With running, it's about this forward movement. It's about cushioning. It's about flex. It's about feel. It's about lightweight. With skateboarding, so let me back up. The way we look at things at New Balance is from a performance perspective. So I know there's probably a misconception that skate shoes are just shoes that kids use to skate and they beat them up and blow holes in them. But there's kind of a science behind them. The thickness of your sole, you know, if it's too thick, you can't feel your board. So you have to bring it down so that you can feel things. With skating, their feet are their hands. So it's like they're gloves, you know. And if they're too thick or too stiff, you can't really do your tricks. If they're too thin and you're jumping off big things, you're going to get injured. So there's that little balance there. You need to think about durability, grip. There's a lot of factors that go into building a good skate shoe. So the mindset, I feel, is the same as a running shoe. It's solving a problem for the athlete, providing this new product so that athlete can perform better than he did the last time he went out. That's the way I look at it. There are differences for sure, but I think the mindset is kind of the same. Yes?
If you hadn't done shoes, what do you think you'd be designing?
Oh man, you had to throw that out there. Probably bags, backpacks. I have a bag fetish. I love bags, and so when I was working at Gravis, it was great, you know, because, you know, I got to kind of dip into that little world there. I'm sure as designers, you guys love your bags, right? So, yeah, it'd probably be bags. Yeah. Yes?
Do you think you're going to add more shoes, or you're going to not keep your bag?
Gosh, another hard question. Who knows? You know, I would say 2-3 years ago, I would have said, yeah, definitely stay in footwear. I know a lot of guys that have been in it their whole career. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. I think if there was a really good opportunity to kind of expand my horizons, I would try to entertain it, you know? I mean, why not? You know, as long as it's satisfying to me and I'm able to provide, and it's at least a lateral move in terms of like how spontaneous and creative and energetic the projects or the industry or the situation is, or if it's an upgrade, sure, I'll explore it. Yeah. One last question?
Kelly.
Yes.
I have the last one. So you named your presentation 50-50. Why did you name it?
Well, 50-50 is a pretty common skateboard move, you know, both trucks up on grinding. This was a tough one for me. So when you approached me to do the lecture, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to look back and go through all my projects, and you know, I've been doing this for almost 20 years now. So what I think you just saw is like the first part of my career, and then maybe 20 years from now, I'll share the second part of my career. So that's kind of where it came from. First half, second half. Yeah.
Kelly, well, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you.